Genato is a blogger and a pageant correspondent for Sash Factor. He continues to inspire women in pageantry by serving as an inspiration, highlighting what makes them beautiful and sharing it with the world through his posts and articles.
And welcome to another episode of In Love With Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is being empowered during quarantine. For this episode, we have an empowered man to motivate us and to take action. So without further ado, let me welcome the amazing Adam Genato. Hi, Adam.
Hi, Mafae! What an introduction! Amazing! Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Of course, and like I've mentioned to you earlier, reverse roles na tayo this time. So I
Yeah.
am now in the hot seat, but not really. We're just catching up. I just really wanted to say thank you, and I appreciate you and all the pageant fans, the pageant media that continue to empower women who represent their countries and women that really have the courage to put their lives in an open book on stage. And with that, Adam, before we talk about what you've been up to during this quarantine, can you please share with us on how you became the empowered man that you are today?
Thanks, Mafae. By the way, before I start, can I just commend you how good you're not apart from looking good, how good your StreamYard thing here. I really like the visuals. I really like the graphics. Wow. Great
Thank
job.
you.
I
It's
wanna
a team effort and trial and error. So go ahead.
uh, growing up, I never really saw myself as really an empowered man. I think it's only now that I'm beginning to realize my potential as in what I do right now because ever since growing up, I've always been bullied. I've always been teased a lot in school. So in everything that I do, it really shows that I am really spreading my things and my wings thinly. But over the years, as I get old, I'm now 38 years old. I realize I should no longer allow my fear or whatever things that are bugging me to really set me back from what I really want to do. So that is why, whenever I cover pageants nowadays, I really give my best shot. I really, you know, give it my all because from the very beginning, I'm re- uh, I was always scared of. I'm not shy in front of the camera. I'm always brave or hindi mayain. Pero I'm always scared of criticism. I'm always growing up being bullied, being criticized, being teased. I'm always scared of what people will think about me in terms of feedback. Kasi hindi ako sanay na kino-compliment ako eh. So it's only now that I'm really, big thanks to my team in Sash Factor who's really seeing my potential as a pageant correspondent. So it's only now that I'm really beginning to maximize and see my potential that I could really go big here if I really, if I really do my best here at my work in Sash Factor.
Mhm. And where did the passion of writing start?
Um, it started ever since high school, because you know what, in high school, I was never I never considered myself really good in English because back then my English was so baroque. Alam mo ngayon, I know my English is decent and passable, but when I was in high school, talagang super lala talaga ng English ko. It was like, because when I moved to a new school when I reached high school, and yung previous elementary school ko did not have a good English curriculum. So when I transferred to an exclusive male school, I was so shocked to see their English curriculum because it was really tough. And during my first semester during the first year, I flunked it.
Mm-hmm.
So for the next few years, I was always having a tutor right after classes in terms of in terms of handling those subjects. Because honestly, imagine biro mo, every time I would speak up in front of the class, recitation or group report, lalo na no first year talaga, first few days, sasabihin nila sa akin, um, sasabihin ko, tatanungin ako ng teacher ko, "Oh, Adam, what sports do you play?" Alam mo, sasabihin ko, "I play swimming." Tapos yung mga kaklase ko, yung mga katabi ko na parang part ng, alam mo yon, na talagang super talino talaga nila, would usually snicker or laugh behind my back. Tapos kunyari, bot tsaka both, di ba? Both, di ba? Two persons, two individuals, two things. Tapos bought, yung past tense ng pare. Sabihin ko, Tim bought a pair of shoes in the supermarket. So parang pinagtatawanan ako. So that's drive me to really, that's really motivated me to really work on my English, such as by reading a lot of books, watching a lot of US TV shows in order to familiarize myself with the language. So that's where I began my love for writing. It was to prove my classmates that I can also keep up with them in terms of their know-how in English. Kasi I was from where I was seated in class, I was surrounded by all these people who were really excelling academically. Talagang their grades would never fall behind fall below 90 or 91. It's always above average. So I was really pressured. That's how I was able to keep up. And until now, from then until now, I really have been managing, I've been really having a conscious effort to really do my best when it comes to speaking in English, because every time I remember in high school, um, it makes me feel like, this is where it all started. This is, I really saw my growth as a student, as a high school student, until all the way in college, until I became, until in what I'm doing right now. So yeah, that's where my passion, my that's where my love for writing and even reading books started. Kasi talagang takot na takot akong, alam mo, hindi bash yung mapagtawanan sa klase. I have to level up to my classmates, otherwise talagang I'll never see the end of it. Talagang they'll really mock and laugh at me all day long. So I had to keep it up, to keep up.
And so, how did the relationship with Sash happen? How did you
Um,
start being their correspondent?
no, before Sash. Actually, after college, I work in the corporate world for 3 years, and after that, I decided to help our family business full time. Pero deep inside, I really wanted to do something that have something to do with the entertainment or pageant industry, because when I was a young kid, di ba, remember I was being bullied because of my actions, of my mannerism. Mahilig ako manood ng That's Entertainment. I don't know if you know that show.
Yeah,
It's
I do.
every afternoon I would watch that show, because you know why? Because our maids would usually watch that show instead of napping. I would
You
watch,
also them.
I would join my our kasambahays watching That's Entertainment. So that's how it all started. My fascination for celebrities, for all the glitz and glam started. Talagang nadala ko yan and all until college. So talagang deep inside, I really wanted to be in showbiz, whether in front or behind the cameras. Tapos, yun nga, so as I got older, since mahilig ako sa mga celebrities, mahilig ako magpa-picture sa mga artista whenever I would get the chance. Kunyari, whether I saw them in the mall accidentally or sometimes I would ask my friends to bring me to the studio of ABS or GMA. That's how it all started 2007. I remember one time si Rufa, I went to Rufa Gutierrez's charity bazaar in Davao. That was like 14 years ago. And at that
Yeah.
time, Richard was really getting big in showbiz. So what I did was I really bought all his all his panindas, yung coat niya. So talaga, natuwa sa akin yung production assistant. Natuwa sa akin yung production assistant. Sabi niya, oh, thank you for making Pacquiao everything. Tapos sabi niya, yeah, sabi ko, pwede po ba magpa-picture kay Richard? Ganyan, ganyan magpa-picture. Tapos he offered me, would you want this a production assistant of Rufa was a personal assistant of Rufa was asking me, "Oy, since you like anything, you like everyone from showbiz, would you like if I bring you to ASAP or to the backstage of ASAP kasi that time Rufa was still hosting the bus. So I could bring you there, ganyan ganyan. So I would always so ayun, so that's where it all started. So every Sunday after church, I would go to ABS-CBN for 2 years. So itong mga artistang to thought, siguro probably how I look, thought that I'm uh, na-sponsor ako na parang I don't just look like an ordinary fan because I really dressed up. Talagang alam mo yun, hindi man naka-coat and tie yun. Parang alam mo yun talaga. And the celebrities would really mistake me for for a sponsor. Tapos that's how it all started until to the point na I would even come to events uninvited. Invited or uninvited kasi that's how my love for showbiz was eh. So yun, so until such time na parang tapos at the same time apart from showbiz gusto ko rin talaga yung pageantry world because I remember back in 1994 when I was still 12 years old then I remember watching the 1994 Miss Universe pageant from my hospital bed. Because I remember I was diagnosed with dengue before, and I remember watching the finals, which was on the day of my birthday. Yeah, I celebrated my 12th birthday in my hospital bed while watching Miss Universe. I saw the glitz and glam of how the whole spectacle of Miss U 1994. So sabi ko, wow, I was really amazed at what I was seeing. So from then on, doon na talaga nag-nurture yung love ko rin for pageantry. After 1994, kay Miriam na, yung 1999. And I would remember, I was already in college then. Every break that I had in school, I would always spend it in the library and go to the newspaper section, yung mga archives. And I would get all the articles, of Miriam Kembao from all these publications. Talagang babasahin ko talaga. Tapos, uso pa nun ng VHS tape, di ba? So, buti nila na-record ko uso yung VHS recording nun. No? So, na-record ko yung pageant. So, siguro, for 5 years, pinapanood ko siya araw-araw, lalo na yung evening gown segment niya. So, talagang pinapanood ko. Talaga, natatawa na nga yung mga kasambahay namin and even my siblings kasi talagang, ano ba yun, ang OA mo na, parang halos ginagaya mo na sila, ganyan. So until then, after Miriam, di nag-draw tayo sa Miss Universe. So yun, naging pageant fan ako. So I would always come to events uninvited, whether sa Parade of Beauties, invited or uninvited. But I would really show my support, my fascination to them by going out to their activities, to their public events. So I remember, so one time, siguro back in 2015 or 2016, since pakalat-kalat nga ako, di ba? Yun na lang magandang pakalat-kalat ako. Loiter ako sa mga events. Siguro nakikita, kasi nagugulat sila, parang, sino ba tong taong to? Parang lahat na nakikita ko sa mga nagpapapicture na tinignan. Nagugulat mismo yung mga tao, kasi ang lakas ng loob ko talaga, parang, I would really go up to you and have my picture taken if there was an opportunity for me to do that. I would really, and I remember most of the time, ano lang pala if once I go ahead of them, after me, magsusunuran yung mga ibang fans. So, sabi ng mga tao sa akin, parang, sino ba tong tao to? Parang hindi naman taga showbiz, hindi naman taga, ano ba trabaho nito? Pero bakit parang ang daming alam? Ang daming alam na chismis, ang daming alam na stories. So, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos, that's how my former fellow pageant correspondent, Jason Cappuccino, invited me to be part of. Kasi back then, when he was part of Sash Factor, he would really write articles, juicy articles about anything in pageantry, gossip, news updates. So I would really peruse all his articles. Tapos until such time I was engaged at I was so engrossed to him, I would really message him, seek him out for his opinion, and even parang siguro sometimes parang would parang contest his views on certain matters. That's how our friendship began. Tapos sabi niya, hey, kinukwento ko kasi yung mga buhay ko rin sa showbiz. Alam mo, ganito si Sam Milby, ganyan-ganyan. Uy, alam mo ba si ganyan-ganyan? Tapos nagugulat siya sa akin, parang sino pa tong kausap ko? Tapos sabi niya, gusto mo magtrabaho sa Sash Factor? Sabi ko, anong trabaho ko sa magiging trabaho mo? Ano lang, correspondent ka, magko-cover ka ng mga, yun nga, ng mga screening, ng finals, ganyan. Sabi ko, yung mata ko talaga, sa messenger lang kami nag-uusap na talaga. Talaga po. Ako po ba talaga yung ano nyo? Ako ba talaga? Are you sure? Ako yung talagang gusto nyo? Feeling ko kaya nila ako kinuha dahil malakas ang loob kong sumugod sa mga events. Diba? Yung talagang kunyari nakita kita. Okay. Kunyari if you were probably reigning by the time I got in Sash Factor, I would really go my way out to really interview you. Makikipagsabayan ako kay Mario Dumawal, kay MJ Marforix, and kay Nelson Candas para makuha ko yung news soundbite na ganun ako kasi nga during those times I was not yet part of Sash Factor. I was really doing all these attending these events uninvited. Talagang malakas loob ko magpa-picture talaga. Yung parang picture lang yan na talagang chismesis, ganyan. Sina Casey, sina Piola, si Hart, sila Tony Gonzaga. So until such time, some of them even became my friends. Diba? Parang tuwa ako, alam mo yung crowning moment ko nung parang before I came in Sash Factor, yung in-invite ako ni Hart sa Manila wedding reception niya. Alam mo yun? So parang wow, I finally arrived. Alam mo, pagiging social climber ko at yung nagbunga din.
You're sharing your passion. You admire people who have made it in the limelight. You were inspired by them.
Last na. Even before I got in pala in Sash, kwento ko lang din na sa sobrang pagiging fanatic ko nga, I was able to go to the Oscars 2015.
Wow.
Dahil sinulaan ko, dito mo makikita kung pag empowered ako sa isang bagay, gagawin ko lahat talaga para manalo. Would you believe I was able, nanalo ako sa pa-contest ng ABS at Lifestyle Network or under Sky Cable. That took that afforded me to go to the Oscars and watch the red carpet live right in front of my eyes. And you know what I just did? As syempre I joined the contest. Huhulaan ko yung mga mananalo. Huhulaan ko yung mananalo in each category. 24 categories from the technical awards all the way to the acting awards. So hulaan ko. And ang mechanics, whoever garnered the highest number of correct answers would go to the Oscars the following year. So kini-research ko talaga. So that's how it all started for me. Yung love ko talaga for pageant and showbiz. Kasi deep inside even when I was younger, I really wanted to be part of showbiz talaga. Nag-audition din ako sa PBB. I got tapos nakapag-guest ako sa Deal or No Deal. Dahil nga sa ganito kinukwento ko sa iyo, Mafae. Nakita nila yung parang, would you believe I went to the States in 2009. Sikat na sikat ang American Idol no. Talagang I hunted down Ryan Seacrest all the way to his radio station just to have a photo with him because that's how engrossed I was. That's how I looked up to him talaga. Sobrang impressed ako sa kanya in terms of hosting skills. And even Paris Hilton when I was here, when she came over for a visit here, talagang alam mo yun, talagang syempre I came in uninvited again and really tried work my way up until I finally got a photo with her. So alam mo yon, yun talagang pag may anything that had something to do with showbiz and pageantry talaga all out. So that's how
Mm,
Sash Factor discovered me na parang, ay,
mm.
magagamit namin
And
tong taong to.
that's the main reason why I invited you here, because I knew that you had an inspiring story and the definition talaga of showing up, being determined, and claiming in the universe what you want in your life. You are doing it, Adam. You know, whether
Yes.
it you title it as social climbing, hindi eh. It's not that. It's you being passionate about people who are in this realm that is supposedly unreachable, but you are able to reach it. Imagine when you were 12, did you ever think that you would be in an Oscars? I mean, that's amazing.
No.
You know, that's a crown
No.
itself in the entertainment business. Considering the fact that you were independent journalist, and then now that you are with respected
Pageant
publication,
side.
it's
Yeah.
that's also another great title. So with that, I know you mentioned that you were bullied, and that's how it made you stronger, right? Um, now that you have to interview people, now that you are attending events, what makes you motivated when you're unmotivated, just when you have an off day? What do you tell yourself, or what goes through your
Just
mind?
even if I'm yeah, I would have those days where if I feel wherein if I could just lounge in my bed for the rest of the day, I would do it. But you know what motivates me? Ah,
Mm,
makikita ko si Catriona mamaya. Ah,
mm,
magbibihis ako, ganyan-ganyan. Talagang, alam mo, yun, depende kasi sa event eh. Pero sino ba yung cover ko?
mm,
Parang, ang layo ng events, ang layo ng coverage ko sa Resorts World. Parang, pero what
mm,
motivates me? Mag-iisip ako ng bagay that would really make me jump out
mm,
of my bed and go immediately take my bath. It's all about
mm,
perception eh. Kasi ako, syempre, I don't know if you feel about this, pero as I grow older, yung parang kung pwede yung mga events mo, kung pwede sa tabi-tabi, sana malapit na lang sa bahay mo para it's so easy to go to. Pero pag may mga times
mm,
na I don't feel like going, like I had apprehensions, ay, kaya hindi ko bet yung event because wala akong kilala,
mm,
walang artistang sikat na artista na, walang sikat na artista na
mm,
attend. So parang iisip na lang ako ng bagay na that would really make me happy. Siguro
mm,
the organizer would give me some shoes, would provide some shoes, food, or even give away money to
mm,
us. So parang yun na lang iniisip ko. That really motivates me. And siguro dahil
mm,
nga may goal ako na parang, kasi dati, before I got in Sash Factor, ang gusto ko talaga
mm,
maging celebrity, artista, acting in front of the camera. Feeling ko kasi I have a jolly person, outgoing personality. But ever since I got in Sash Factor and observing everyone around in my coverages, parang gusto ko
mm,
na ngayon maging Mario Dumawal, Dayan Castillejo, yung parang kahit na, alam mo yon kahit na super senior na sila sa ginagawa nila, they have still earned the trust of and respect of all these celebrities.
mm,
So that's what motivates me to really keep
mm,
up and do good work. Na eventually, um, someone from the Oscars, someone from Hollywood, someone from the Miss Universe organization
mm,
would would notice me and offer me to to work abroad or probably judge in the Miss
mm,
Universe pageant in the not so distant future. So yun yung mga nagpapamotivate sa akin. Talaga, and it's
good.
working because it's really making mas nagpapa-jump out of my bed pa yung mga ginagawa ko sa Sash kumpara doon sa ginagawa ko sa family business ko. Kasi mas, alam mo
Mm,
yun, whenever I'm in this world, I feel like whenever I'm doing this, I feel like I'm being transported to another world. When everyone would have vices like drugs, ano pa,
mm,
sex, or ano pang mga vices nila, ako talaga addiction ko ito.
mhm,
It's really a world away from my reality. So every time I'm so stressed, tapos turns out there's an event that I have to cover, punta lang ako,
mhm,
parang okay, ito yung ano ko, parang stress reliever ko because I'm seeing everything I'm seeing everything beautiful and sparkly. Alam mo yon, parang feeling ko this is the life I I want and I want for my life in the next few years. So ganon. It's just mind setting and na parang okay,
Mhm.
this is probably every event or every situation, every work that Sash Factor provides me is a step towards my ultimate goal, which is probably be the next Mario Dumawal or the next entertainment correspondent for E-News or Entertainment Tonight. So, alam mo yun, ganun. So, yeah.
Yes, dreams
Sorry.
can come out.
Sorry, I'm
No,
the...
Adam, your feature. Like I told you, there's no time there. Walang bell, okay? So with that, in line with, of course, this campaign that I'm promoting, mental health, you did touch on a subject that is also sensitive, which is bullying. So now that you are somewhat of an influencer, a man with a voice, what would you share with people who are experiencing this type of bullying, whether it be social media, whether it be physical? How can you help them right now?
Uh, siguro, if I would be given a chance to talk to one of them, probably, this is probably a high school student, probably
Mhm.
uh, in their teens, early teens. Siguro, knowing what I know now,
Mhm.
given what I went through before, I would probably tell my younger self or even those younger people to really hold on to it. Hold on to whatever makes you special, regardless if you're being bullied or being mocked when you run along the corridors. It doesn't matter if your voice is like this, you have certain mannerisms, because eventually, as you grow older, you will realize these imperfections, the things that these people really bully you about, will make you stronger to the point that those imperfections would really make you different in the career that you have chosen. Nurture it. Parang there's nothing wrong. God provided you. God has created you to be a certain way, and there's probably a reason why He created you to be like that. So it's up to you to look at the
Mhm.
positive side of things. Pero syempre, if you're still in high school, you still wouldn't understand it. So siguro, sasabihin ko, yes, it's okay to cry in one corner. It's okay to sulk in one corner. It's okay to cry, to run up to your parents about every time you're being bullied. Pero you really know, or you really have to fight back. Hindi naman yung fight back na susuntukin mo yung mga kaklase mo. Just reason out.
Yeah.
Speak back to all of them.
Mhm.
Doesn't matter kung if you end up in the principal's office or pagalitan ka ng mga magulang mo when you get home. But the most important thing is you were able to defend your own truth. You were able to defend yourself. Kasi that is one thing I never did when I was in high school. Hinayaan ko silang lokohin ako at uh, uh, imak ako. Alam mo yon. So talagang, would you believe during the first 2 years of my high school, I
Mhm.
was eating alone every lunchtime. And it was only until my junior year when someone from another section offered me to eat with them. Kasi for 2 years, my parents did not know about this. I wasn't telling this to everyone, but naiyak tuloy ako. Um, pero it was really a struggle for me. So now, if ever a young student would come up to me and ask my advice about, I would tell them, you have to fight back. Hindi fight back na suntok. Parang just fight back through your own reasoning.
Mhm.
And then, but still, even you're being bullied, you have to nurture your inner confidence. Yun ang
Mhm.
hindi ko na ano eh. Kasi ngayon until now, even my friends would, and my fellow pageant correspondents from Sash Factor would attest to this. Lagi, Adam, bakit ang negative mo mag-isip? Bakit ganyan ka? Parang hindi ka positive mag-isip. Lagi mong, pag may sinabi kami sa'yo, parang parang pag may sinasabi kami maganda sa'yo, ninenegate mo kaagad. Or parang ang hirap mong maniwala. It's because sanay ako na parang all my life, puro negative yung sinasabi sa akin. Na parang hindi na ako marunong mag-appreciate ng compliment, hindi na ako marunong,
Mhm.
hindi na ako marunong, alam mo, hindi na rin ako marunong, hindi naman false humility, yung hindi na ako marunong, hindi lang ako sanay na inaano ko na pinupuri ako or parang I'm being given a certain special treatment. So yeah, so I would tell our younger kids of this generation to hold on to their truth. Sige, ngayong panahon, mabully sila, but they really have to fight back and they really have to still nurture their inner confidence. Kung ano man yung mga interest nila ngayon, o kunyari ako showbiz and pageantry, hold on to it, nurture it. Eventually, um, pagtanda mo, mapagkakakitaan mo rin etong passion mo. Just
Mm-mm.
nurture it. Mag-grow ka doon. Seek more knowledge about it. Learn more about those things that you are so passionate about, whether it's sports, it's reading books, or by watching a lot of documentaries or TV shows that will eventually gain you a foothold in the entertainment industry. I-flourish, ano mo lang, i-nurture mo lang yung dream na yon, yung i-nurture mo lang yung mga things that makes you so passionate about, and eventually when you get older, you will be able to capitalize from it.
Mhm.
Yun.
Thank you
Just,
for that, Ada. It is tough to talk about experiences that you go through growing up. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can, attest and also relate to you. Just to share, I was also bullied when I was younger. I think that was first grade, going to Australia. There was a girl there, and English barrier then, because I was coming from Manila. I was 6 years old, and she's foreign. Tayo.
yeah.
Yung pala, gusto niya lang physically hurt me. So it would pinch me every day until it hurts, and she would do it behind the teacher's back. So ako, bagong student, did not know, and then would just go home and cry in the corner until my mom caught me. Sabi niya, bakit umiiyak ka? Why are you crying? And I was so scared. Like for you, you were so scared to even share this with anyone. But
Yeah.
once I shared it with her, it was just like, wow. I felt light. And then at the same time, I saw my mom defend me. And that's probably why, we can relate. You're such a strong man now. I'm a strong person right now. And I protect my loved ones, especially my kids, is because it is a harsh reality out there, especially for kids. And that's the main reason why I empower the youth, and you are doing it right now, even though you think that you're not. But it's amazing, and I have been admiring you from afar. I've seen you dress up so glamorously, and just the way that you treat everybody. I love that. Even you can say that there's a line of celebrities and fans. No, there's not. Everybody's human. Everybody's equal. Another episode that I can share with you is before I joined the pageant, I was an athlete. I was dark. I was playing tennis 24, almost 7 days a week. So this is light. This is like mestiza, compared to how
Yeah.
I was before. I was super dark, and I got to the age where some of my friends had crushes to the opposite sex, and I thought, oh my gosh, maybe I'll have a boyfriend soon too. But then the harsh reality is, kids are really harsh. I was given a letter. I thought it was a love letter, and when I opened it, it was a drawing. It was like somebody sketched it. It says, this is the fence, and this is your chest. You are as flat as the fence. And I was just like, okay. I was cry, and then all my friends were getting love letters. I was like, that hurt. And then for me, like you, the way that you can get over it is to be successful. To be successful, just strive for what you want. And no, there was no dream of me becoming a beauty queen, although I admired my aunt. But when I had a chance and I won the crown, I thought back to that situation where those boys sent me that letter, and I was just like, oh, there. Dito kayo na ako sa flat as a fence pa ba ako? And I just laughed about it. because it's like, okay, God gave me a sign to be stronger, not to dig the hole deeper, but to strive, to ignore it in a way. But of course, it affected me as a young girl. But like you were saying, you would sit by yourself for 2 years. I mean, those, I think, the experiences on kung bakit you are the strong person you are today. And at the same time, you're able to share it because not a lot of people can admit when we go through hardships. So thank you for that, Adam, because especially at this time, people need to know that they're alone of what they're going through. So with that, I know you also have your show. How can you please share with everyone about that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Sorry, medyo choppy yung line. Sorry.
Your online
How?
show.
Yeah, how?
How did you come about it? Can you share what you talk about and who you interview?
It was just accidental. I started my huge, as everyone knows, in my pageant page. I started my YouTube channel only a year ago because I've been seeing a lot of my fellow media friends earning a lot from it. So that's why I started doing it as well. But when the
Mm,
quarantine hit, of course, all my coverages got stopped. So I had
mm,
nothing to post on my YouTube channel. So kasi nga, no coverages, binibini,
mm,
both MUP and Binibini postponed their respective pageants. So sabi ko, okay, I'll just probably upload all my Facebook live chats
mm,
on my YouTube channel. Ano lang to, a solo live chats. Ay, ikaw lang, kunyari ikaw, Mafae, we invited you to talk to grace our Facebook live chat series.
mm,
You'll engage our followers online. Just you talking to our followers during the live
mm,
chat. Siguro with the advent of Zoom, that's where I slowly began my um probably saw the wisdom that hey, I could probably make something out of this. And since I said actually hindi pa nga yun eh. All I wanted was to get Tia to grace our Facebook live chat
mm.
series. So kasi it
Uh-huh.
was my birthday, parang I really wanted to make a birthday a month long birthday
Yeah.
celebration on our pageant page to benefit
Mm,
our followers then. So lo and behold, fortunately, my request was granted. So,
mm,
it's from then on, parang I never stopped um, interviewing queens for this. Parang
mm,
kasi since I'm kind of, kasi they realized quirky, how insightful my questions were. The questions that I would usually ask my subjects would normally
mm,
be questions that haven't been asked before.
mm,
So parang I would always give a new dimension or perspective um, for my interview so that more people would tune or watch or look forward to watching it. And
mm,
probably I've tingin ko na achieve ko yon. So
mm,
that's why a lot of people are interested to watch my interviews online. And siguro I'm also benefiting from the fact that ABS-CBN is currently, not operational right now. So,
mm.
since wala silang Boy Abunda na makita or sino pa ba, or
Right.
Magandang Buhay, so parang ako muna yung pansamantala magte-take over while these shows will go back there because, parang I'm trying to fill in a void. So
Right.
parang feeling ko, iniisip ko, this is like, okay, probably since everyone from ABS is on pause, is at rest right now, probably they would spend more time. And since everyone is at home, so etong
Mm,
every interview portion, every interview that I do with these beauty queens would be like my
mm.
audition tape. If I remember, I have a goal. I want to become a Mario
Yes.
Dumawal. So parang I'm treating each episode or interview as like,
Mm,
an audition piece or audition
mm,
tape to get to my bigger goal, which is probably, uh, to get to ABS or GMA para naman
mm.
masabi ko na parang para my parents will finally be happy na parang okay, yung pagiging gate crasher niya, yung pagiging social climber niya, may narating naman pala to. Alam mo yun, may narating naman pala siya. So, yun
Uh-huh.
lang. Kasi this is something that I've always wanted to do ever since
Mm,
I was in high school. Talagang talagang gustong-gusto ko talaga sa showbiz talaga. Alam mo 'yun, gustong-gusto ko ini-interview kayo. Kunyari ikaw, "Hi, Mafae, how's it like how was it like living abroad? How is it like competing in Miss World?" Alam mo 'yun, how was answering Q&A in bathing suit really
Mhm.
feels like. So yung mga gano'n, "Oh, I really love your
Mhm.
makeup," ganyan, ganyan. O ngayon may advocacy na, "Oh, I really like what you are doing right now for your advocacy,
Mhm.
talagang you are so empowered." Yung mga gano'n talagang ako kasi yun yung brand ko eh. Kasi I came from a fan perspective. So syempre, naturally, when
Mhm.
I would go up to you guys, syempre puro positive.
Mhm.
Kasi nga, lalo na pag gustong-gusto ko talaga yung tao, I would really say a lot of things that would really come out of my heart. Para kasi ano eh, parang hindi ko talaga makita yung sarili ko na parang asking questions that are so controversial and that would make my guests so uncomfortable because ayoko rin malagay sa ganong situation that I would be forced to answer something that don't feel like discussing. I don't feel comfortable discussing in front of the camera. So gusto ko parang every time I would meet a celebrity, parang ano lang, casual kwentuhan lang, light, fun, chill, relaxing lang. Ayoko yung parang iintrigahin kita, "Oh, Mafe, how's your love life?" Parang, "Have you and Sir Nick have been how many fights did you and Sir Nick already have ever since the lockdown started?" 'Di ba? Yung mga gano'n, hindi gano'n yung trust ng ano ko eh. Parang gusto ko parang, "Oh, what are the productive things that you have been doing during this quarantine?" So, kasi at the end of the day, ang goal ko rin kasi is for me and my viewers to learn something from you. Parang, or they will be able to pick up something refreshing or insightful that they could probably apply in their respective lives. So, ano ko, parang I see myself nga as parang, sino ba yung parang magandang buhay or ano ba, or yung mga lifestyle show, basta feel good lang. Ayoko talaga yung boy abunda na talagang I'm gonna grill you so that I'll get the ratings I want from my TV show. No, 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 no. Yun. So, kaya ganun ako. I came from a fan perspective. So, parang every time my interaction with you guys, with you all, celebrities, beauty queens, is really cordial, light, fun, and everything positive.
So, I'm really curious on how you prepare for an interview. Do you have a certain habit or ritual that you do before you go into, let's say, um, a VIP event? Is there something you do before the day itself or before the actual interview?
Remember, actually walang pre-ritual, pero kung makikita mo yung kotse ko ngayon, mukha na siyang walk-in closet ko. Especially those times na especially those times I would come to events uninvited. So lahat ng damit ko, yung coat and tie ko. So parang from after office hours sa family business namin, diretso ako kung saan yung event na yon. So magbibihis lang ako sa kotse ko. So alam mo yon, and nakita ko rin naman nung may visit, I don't know if you know Krista Kleiner, Binibining Pilipinas International 2010. I caught up with her when I went to the States 2 years ago. And siya rin nakikita ko, oh my God, yung mga damit niya nasa trunk ng kotse niya. Or even in Crazy Rich Asians na movie, parang there's this one character there who, when you open her car, talagang punong-puno ng mga damit, sapatos, ganyan-ganyan. Kasi yun ang ginawa na niyang walk-in closet niya. So, yeah. So, yun yung pre-ritual ko talaga na talagang yung kotse ko, hindi na mukhang kotse. Mukha na siyang bahay with all my clothes, all my shoes. So, talagang, parang feeling ko nga I'm living parang alam mo yung si Hilary Duff's, anong show ba yun? Yung parang may may dual personality, prim and proper pag morning because of his day job, pero sa gabi, oh my God, ibang mundo yung ginagalawa niya. So nakadress to the nines and alam mo yun. So may alter ego. So parang, yeah, so that's how I've been executing my ganaps. So para din na ako uwi ng bahay, na lang ako. O kaya tapos
Take
pagdating sa venue, minsan matatawa yung mga, and if my pageant correspondents would attest to this, naman dami mong bitbit, ang dami kong bitbit talaga, pero di nila alam yung bitbit ko, dala ko na yung pang ko sa banyo. Kasi po, once I arrive in the event, ang una kong hahanapin talaga CR kasi usually yung buhok ko pa noon sabog-sabog pero tinatry ko na ayusin sa kotse pa lang sa parking before I came in the hotel. So makikita niya, ang dami-dami mong bitbit, para akong aligaga, ang dami ko, alam mo yun, parang I was going to so many
It's like you're
places.
the
Oo,
candidate.
tapos pag dumating pa kunyari si subject, kunyari si Madam Stella, biglang I pass
Mm.
by her on my way to the restroom, talagang I would put my things down and, okay, wait, I need to get my soundbite from her, gano'n, susundin ko sila nila RJ Marfori, tapos yung gamit ko, kung saan sana mag-ano, sasabihin na ng mga kaibigan ko, Adam, gamit mo ba yun? Nandoon ba yun? Matatapakan o ano? So, ganun, so ganun ako ganun yung mga pre-ritual ko na talagang, alam mo yun, hindi, ganun ako ganun ako
Mm.
ka-gigil talaga na parang, pagdating sa mga ganyan talaga, all out ako talaga.
Mm.
Talagang all out ako and nakikita talaga ng mga kasamahan ko na talagang, talagang he really shows up talaga. Magugulat na yung tao ko. Makikita nila ako sa parking, naka-t-shirt lang ako, ganyan-ganyan. Pero pagdating ko sa sa ballroom, parang wow! So parang wala lang. So yeah, that's when it comes to showbiz and pageantry, talaga all out ako. I mean, yung kay Ryan
Mhm.
Seacrest, yung kay Ryan Seacrest talagang I hunted him down talaga. So I googled all his office addresses talaga. And luckily napagbigyan
Mhm.
talaga ako. Kapal na mukha ko, makapal talaga mukha ko, Mafae. Super super makapal mukha ko.
Okay
Yung
lang
parang
yan.
ang kapal talaga ng mukha ko and ganyan ko lang napapakinabangan yung pagiging makapal ng mukha ko talaga. Wala akong kakausapin talaga kita kahit sino kapag ganyan-ganyan. Basta makuha ko lang yung, it's either to get a photo from you, to fish
Mhm.
for some scoop or information from you, basta
Mhm.
gagawin ko. Ganun ako parang, ewan ko ba't ako pinalaki ni God na ganito. Na, alam mo yun, na
But
even
that's
yung deal or no
perfect,
deal, even yung deal or no deal ko, the reason why I got that
Uh-uh.
gig, imagine 800 of us lined up outside ABS for
Mhm.
that day, and only five of us got in. Five of us got in. Tapos ako lang yata yung binigyan nila ng episode from that audition just because they were
Mhm.
so like you. They were so impressed by how I have been doing all these celebrity sightings. Nagugulat sila, tutulokong to, ano mga pinagkagagawa si Paris Hilton, inano niya, to si Ryan Seacrest, ganyan-ganyan, di ba? Tapos nakapunta pa ng Oscar, so parang, alam mo yun, so talaga, pag may ginusto ka talaga, Mafe, if you really want to do something talaga, you really have to make it happen. Ako you have to remember my earlier goal was to be in showbiz in front of the camera. Pero feeling ko, hindi ako pang actor, hindi ako kumakanta, hindi ako sumasayaw. So, anong gagawin ko para mapansin
Mhm.
ako mapansin ako ni Hart, mapansin ako ni Tony, ni Derek Ramsey, ni Casey Concepcion, ni Piolo, ni
Mhm.
Jericho, di kakapalan ko yung mukha ko, approach ko na lang sila. Eto ako pag nagpa-picture ako, kunyari, hi mo, Faye, can I have a photo taken with you? Okay, di picture tayo. Usually, si fan, alis na, di ba? Exit na. Ako hindi,
Mhm.
chichikahin talaga kita. Oh, you know what? I really like what you're doing. Ganyan, your dress is so good during Miss World. Did you pick it out yourself? Who designed that dress for you? It was so lovely. And even that shoe, the pair of stilettos that you wore, it was a scene stealer. Ganyan ako. Kaya, alam mo yun, kaya sasabihin ng mga kasama ko, ang OA talaga. Hindi, totoo naman yung sinasabi ko. Pero kasi, ang alam mo yun, parang ang daldal ko pa. Imbis na, okay, para
Mhm.
to give way to the next fan na magpapapicture, ay, hindi,
Mhm.
chichikahin kita. So, ganun. So,
But that's what
ganun ako.
that's the thing that I appreciate about you is that you do your research on these people that you are admired by, and so when you
Yeah.
do see them face to face, they know that wow, alam niya. Okay, let me talk to you some more because at the end of the day, people like to hear positive comments. People like to give each other empowerment in that sense. Especially at this time, Adam, can you please share words of wisdom to everyone right now, most especially in this challenging time?
Um, I see, just like Catriona, we have to look we have to look at this situation with a silver lining. I know it cannot afford us to go back to our normal life just yet because we are being hampered down by all the rules that our government is posing on us in terms of what to do during this lockdown. But um more time at home means more me time for yourself. So perhaps you can discover something new about yourself, do more productive things. In my case, since my online show is booming, I'm all the more reading a lot of books, watching how getting tips from people like Paulo Bediones, watching a lot of Boy Abunda tapes as to how they have been executing their hosting styles, and I would love to do it for myself. I would love to adapt their styles in how I do it eventually. So yeah, more me time for yourself means
Mhm.
discovering new things about yourself, picking up new skills, doing some things that you have never done before. Ako katulad yan. Apart from this online show, I'm also working out. Gusto ko, may goal ako. Kailangan pagkatapos ng quarantine na to, for pang century 2 na yung katawan ko, may ganun ako. So, since we're being limited in everything like movement, resources. So I would train in front of my coach online. So, tapos I would monitor what I eat. So
Mhm.
so far the progress is good. So gusto ko kasi alam mo kaka-cover ko sa inyo. Goal ko na rin maging contestant. Eh syempre matanda na ako, hindi na ako pwede sa hindi na ako pwede sa Mr. and Miss Chinatown, hindi na ako pwede sa ganito. So parang the next best option. Oo, na-imbibe ko na yung niyo. Parang gusto ko, shit, gusto ko rin maging gusto ko rin sumagot ng Q&A, gusto ko rin rumampa sa stage. May ganun ako eh. So parang ngayon sabi ko, at di ba ang Century 2 na may ageless edition until 60 years old. So sabi ko, so
Mm.
they still have 20 more years to deal with me. So sabi ko, sige, projectin ko. May goal akong ganun eh. Nakaka-cover. Wala, nung pumasok ako sa Sasha, wala naman akong balak. Alam mo, gusto ko lang mag-cover. Pero since I keep covering you guys
Mhm.
and all the events that are attached with you, so parang sabi ko, kung gusto ko maging artista noon, feeling ko naman may face value din naman ako. Tangkad naman ako. Yun nga lang, overage na ako. So parang hanap ko na lang ako ng nahawa na ako rin talaga sa inyo. Nakukuha, syempre, alam mo yun, na-gets mo because I'm so into it, you guys. Gusto ko na rin kayo gayahin. May ganun ako eh. May ganun ako. Of course, hindi naman ako pinanganak mabay. Couldn't wear evening gown. So sabi ko, sige. Ano na ako, century 2 na ako to to advocate for fitness kasi this is something that I've always been
Mhm.
wanting to do. So so far so good.
We'll
So
wait for that, Adam. Sinabi mo yan. So we'll make sure to support you with join Century Tuna. Thank
yeah,
you for
actually,
sharing your life story. Thank you
yeah.
for being very honest with what you've been through, and I know that you have helped everyone, most especially at this challenging time. And I know there's so much more to know about you, and I do encourage everyone to please tune in Adam's show online, and I'll make sure to put the link of his YouTube channel on this caption so that you can view it. And I'm also sure that Adam is more than happy to answer any more of your questions. Maybe you want to ask him for advice on how to be a successful writer and also our correspondent or a journalist. Adam, as you can see, is an open book. He is more than willing to inspire others, and he takes action, guys. This is a guy that really goes for gold. He does what he wants when he wants and make sure he is successful. So with that, guys, actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in another episode of In Love With Me. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you for watching In Love With Me series.